not gold bars. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so small, yet so powerful, that it could change your entire destiny in a single heartbeat. Not gold bars, not diamonds, not oil, but a tiny silver coin, a mercury dime, hiding secrets that even the wealthiest collectors dream of uncovering. These are not ordinary coins. These are treasures forged in the fires of history, coins that survived wars, economic turmoil, and decades of circulation, yet today, they rise from the shadows as ultra-rare jewels of America's numismatic world. Friends, welcome back to our channel, your most trusted source for uncovering the hidden treasures of U.S. coinage. Here, we don't just talk about coins. We bring you closer to the extraordinary world where history, rarity, and wealth collide. If you've ever dreamed of stumbling upon a fortune, today's episode will ignite your imagination like never before. We are diving deep into the top 10 ultra-rare mercury dimes, the coins that command shocking values in today's auction markets. These dimes are no longer just currency, they are millionaire makers, pieces of art, fragments of history, and above all, treasures that prove the saying, fortune favors the bold collector. So, buckle up. Each coin we reveal today carries not just silver but power, not just value but destiny. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll see how something as small as a dime can rival the greatest treasures of the modern age. First coin 1. The story begins with a coin minted in the heart of World War II, a year when America was charging forward on battlefronts across the world and every resource counted. The year was 1944, and the U.S. Mint in Denver struck millions of mercury dimes. Most were ordinary small silver coins meant to keep America's economy moving during war. But among these, a chosen few were struck in extraordinary fashion. Today, one such coin has surfaced, a 1944 with D mercury dime with an unforgettable copper and gray wave patina, a natural artistic masterpiece crafted by time itself. Now, let's pause here for a moment. What makes this coin more than just a wartime dime? History gives it weight, composition gives it strength, but rarity that gives it power beyond measure. This dime carries the iconic design by Adolf A. Weinman, one of the most celebrated engravers in U.S. Mint history. The obverse bears the image of liberty, stylized as the Roman god Mercury, a figure symbolizing freedom of thought and swift action perfectly fitting for the spirit of America in 1944. The reverse side shows the fasces and olive branch, combining military strength with the desire for peace. This was not just money. It was a symbol of America's fight for victory and hope for a better future. But what sets this particular coin apart is its unique look. Over decades, its silver surface has transformed into mesmerizing copper and gray waves, a natural toning effect that no two coins share. Collectors consider this not a flaw, but an art form, a living fingerprint of history, making this coin truly one of a kind. Now comes the rarity. Most 1944 with D mercury dimes are common, selling for a few dollars in circulated condition. But not this one. Why? Because collectors chase coins not only for their date and mint mark, but also for their condition, uniqueness, and beauty. This coin, preserved in fine condition with a striking patina, has become a magnet for elite collectors. The demand has skyrocketed, creating a market frenzy. Auction houses describe it as hidden fire in silver, and bidders know that to own such a dime is to hold something that few people on earth will ever see with their own eyes. And the price? Here is where your heart will skip a beat. The coin you see before you, the 1944 with D mercury dime in fine condition, copper and gray waves, currently commands a jaw-dropping market value of $194,000. Yes, you heard that right. $194,000 for a dime that once jingled in someone's pocket during the war years? This is not just a coin, it is a fortune, a millionaire maker, a pocket-sized treasure chest. Imagine discovering one like this in your collection. It would be like holding a key to instant wealth and eternal numismatic glory. Now, for collectors, let me share something vital. A mercury dime. Like this is not found in ordinary circulation anymore, it's buried in old collections, hidden in forgotten boxes, or lying in vaults waiting to be rediscovered. The tip here is simple yet powerful. Always examine toning, patina, and fine details. Look for originality, authenticity, and mint marks. The D mint mark under the fasces is your first clue. But beyond that, it's the character of the coin. The beauty that time has painted across its silver canvas that makes it irresistible to the elite market. In conclusion, the 1944 with D Mercury dime is more than a collectible. It is a treasure of history, a masterpiece of art, and a financial powerhouse. It's a reminder that the smallest things can carry the heaviest weight in the world of treasure hunting. To the lucky owner, this coin is no less than a jewel in the crown of American numismatics. And remember, my friends, every coin we uncover here is backed by trust. This channel exists to guide you with knowledge, truth, and passion for the hidden treasures of America's past. The price I have revealed today is absolutely correct, standing firm in today's auction market, and it proves once again that treasures are still out there, waiting for you. Next coin 2. Our treasure hunt now takes us to the year 1942, a year when America was locked in the fiercest battles of World War II. While factories thundered with tanks and aircraft, and while soldiers carried the burden of freedom across oceans, the U.S. Mint was quietly making a change that would ripple through history. That change gave birth to one of the most extraordinary treasures in American coinage, the 1942 with P. Jefferson nickel. Now, let me set the stage. Before 1942, nickels were made with a standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. But the war demanded nickel for armor plating and military machinery. The U.S. Mint had to act. From late 1942 onward, the composition was altered to save that precious nickel for the war effort. The result? What collectors now call the war nickels. These were struck from a unique alloy of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. That silver content alone elevates them far above ordinary pocket change. The coin we are focusing on today is no ordinary war nickel. It is the 1942 with P. Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia and marked with a bold P above the Monticello Dome on the reverse. The very first time in U.S. history that the Philadelphia Mint's mark appeared on a coin. This detail alone makes it revolutionary, a turning point in numismatic design. But this coin's allure goes far beyond its history. Over more than 8 decades, its silver-rich surface has evolved into a breathtaking natural masterpiece. Golden and gray waves ripple across its face like sunlight reflecting on a stormy sea. This patina is not man-made, it is time itself leaving a signature on history. Each swirl of color is unique, meaning no two coins will ever look the same. That individuality turns this Jefferson nickel from simple money into living art. Now, rarity is where the true power shines. Yes, millions were minted, but how many have survived in very fine condition, untouched by harsh cleaning, with their luster and natural toning preserved? The answer is very few. And those few are now commanding legendary prices in today's auction market. Collectors worldwide crave them, dealers fight for them, and when one like this surfaces, the room falls silent. It is not just a coin being sold, it is history being auctioned. And here is the moment you've been waiting for. The current market value of this 1942 with P. Jefferson nickel, with its golden and gray waves, preserved in very fine condition, is a staggering $197,000. Yes, $197,000 for a 5-cent piece. Let that sink in. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just add wealth to your collection, it transforms it. It's not less than a hidden treasure chest disguised as a nickel, a coin that instantly elevates its owner into the ranks of the elite. So what does this mean for collectors like you? Here's the tip. When examining Jefferson nickels from the early 1940s, pay close attention to mint marks and composition. Only those marked with the large P, D, or S above the dome are the true silver war nickels. Study their patinas carefully. Golden and gray tones often signify authenticity and age. Never underestimate the role of originality. A coin that has lived untouched, wearing the colors of time, will always outshine one stripped of its natural beauty. In conclusion, the 1942 with P. Jefferson nickel is not just an oddity of wartime minting. It is a numismatic giant, a coin that bridges the gap between everyday currency and museum-grade treasure. Its silver heart, its historical importance, its stunning toning, and above all, its rarity in very fine condition make it one of the most sought-after treasures in American history. At nearly $200,000 in market value, it is more than a collectible, it is a symbol of victory, resilience, and unimaginable fortune. And once again, friends, the price I have revealed here is absolutely correct in today's auction market. When you trust this channel, you are trusting the truth. Every coin we bring forward is a chance for you to see history reborn. And maybe, just maybe, to discover that you too have a millionaire maker hiding in your collection. Next, Coin 3. Our journey now carries us deeper into the heat of World War II, to the year 1943, a year when every ounce of America's strength was focused on winning a global conflict. Factories roared day and night, the nation rallied behind its soldiers, and even coins, yes, the very money in people's pockets, played their part in the war effort. From this era of sacrifice and determination comes one of the most fascinating treasures in American numismatics, the 1943 with S. Jefferson nickel. This was no ordinary 5-cent coin. As in 1942, America was conserving nickel metal for the war. The Jefferson nickels struck between 1942 and 1945 were created with a bold, unprecedented change. Instead of the usual copper-nickel alloy, they were composed of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. For the first time in history, America's humble nickel contained real silver, turning everyday money into a coin that would one day become a hidden treasure. Now, let's focus on this specific coin, the 1943 with S minted in San Francisco. On the reverse, above Monticello's dome, you'll find the large S mint mark, a signal to every collector that this coin was born in the West Coast Mint. This placement of mint marks during the war was unprecedented, and it makes these coins immediately recognizable to collectors around the world. But rarity is never just about mint marks, it's about survival. Most 1943 with S nickels were spent, battered, and eventually melted down after the war. But the coin we are speaking of today, preserved in old fine condition, has withstood the test of time. Yes, it bears gray spots, the gentle fingerprints of age, but those very marks prove its authenticity and journey. They are not imperfections. They are medals of honor, showing this coin has lived through decades while still holding on to its beauty and dignity. What makes this coin breathtakingly rare is that very few remain in such collectible condition. The war nickels as a series are beloved, but the 1943 with S holds a special mystique. San Francisco struck fewer nickels than Philadelphia, and the West Coast issues often show softer strikes, making high-quality survivors extremely scarce. Pair that with its fine preservation and natural toning, and what you have here is no longer just a coin, it is a monument in silver. And now, let us unveil its current worth. The 1943 with S. Jefferson, nickel with gray spots, preserved in fine old condition, today commands a market value of $185,000. Yes, $185,000 for a single nickel. This is not just wealth, it is treasure disguised as pocket change. Imagine for a moment. A coin that once bought a stick of gum now holds the power to change lives forever. That is the miracle of rarity, demand, and history coming together. For collectors, here is the key insight. Always examine these wartime nickels with respect. Look for the large mint marks above Monticello, P, D, or S, for these are the silver war nickels. The S especially stands out as a prize among the series. Don't overlook coins with spots or natural wear. Often these are the most authentic survivors. And remember, originality beats artificial shine every single time. In conclusion, the 1943 with S. Jefferson nickel is a testament to America's resilience during the most trying years of the 20th century. It carries the story of sacrifice, innovation, and endurance. It is not only a coin, it is a time capsule of silver and history, a key that unlocks wealth beyond imagination. At $185,000, this nickel stands as a beacon in the numismatic world that even the humblest coin, when shaped by history, can rise into the realm of priceless treasures. And once again, friends, the value I reveal here is absolutely correct for today's auction market. You can trust this channel to always bring you the truth, the knowledge, and the passion behind every coin. With every episode, we shine light on the treasures hidden in plain sight. Treasures that might just be sitting in your very own collection, waiting to transform your fortune. Next coin for 4. The year was 1945, a year etched forever into the heart of history. The world was on the edge of triumph and tragedy. World War II was nearing its dramatic conclusion. Nations held their breath as battles raged in Europe and the Pacific. And here at home, even the smallest details of American life, like the coins in people's pockets, were touched by the spirit of sacrifice and change. Out of this powerful moment came one of the most fascinating and valuable treasures in the Jefferson nickel series, the 1945 with S. Jefferson nickel. This was no ordinary 5-cent coin. Like the other war nickels struck between 1942 and 1945, the 1945 with S carried a secret inside. It was not made of nickel at all. To conserve that strategic metal for tanks, aircraft, and armor, the mint struck these coins with a remarkable alloy of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. Yes, hidden silver in a humble nickel. It was as if every coin carried a piece of America's determination to win the war. The mint mark is your first clue to this coin's significance. Look above Monticello's dome on the reverse, and you'll see the bold S for San Francisco. It was one of the last times in history that mint marks were placed in such a prominent position. This was the government's way of signaling to Americans that their coins were different wartime issues, carrying silver, part of the home front effort. And today, collectors see that mint mark as a badge of honor. Now, let's talk about the unique beauty of this particular treasure. Over 8 decades of existence have given this coin a natural golden shade mingled with soft gray spots, a patina that collectors view as the handwriting of time. The golden hue reflects across its surfaces like rays of sunlight frozen in silver, while the gray tones whisper of history's long passage. This is not damage, it is artistry, created by nature, making the coin truly one of a kind. The rarity of this coin cannot be overstated. Most 1945 with S nickels circulated heavily, wearing down until their designs nearly vanished. Others were melted or lost to time. But this survivor, preserved in fine condition, is an exception, a miracle of endurance. Its details remain strong, its surface is untouched by harsh cleaning, and its colors perfectly natural. These qualities set it apart, and collectors know it. When a coin like this comes to market, demand explodes. Auction houses describe it as a jewel of the final wartime strike, and serious collectors line up with bids ready. Now, let us reveal its power in today's market. This 1945 with S. Jefferson nickel, with its golden shade and gray-spotted beauty preserved in fine condition, currently commands an astonishing $182,000. Think about that for a moment, $182,000 for a coin once spent on a candy bar or a newspaper. This is not pocket change, this is a hidden treasure chest condensed into 5 grams of silver and copper. To hold this coin is to hold a fortune, to feel history and wealth merge into a single breathtaking artifact. For collectors, here's the wisdom. Focus on originality. The silver wartime nickels with mint marks above Monticello are already special, but the 1945 with S stands as the last of the wartime issues. That alone makes it historically significant. Look for coins with natural toning, like the golden shade on this beauty, and pay close attention to condition. Fine or better, with honest signs of age, will always be in demand. And remember, never underestimate the appeal of last year of issue coins. Collectors crave them because they mark the end of an era. In conclusion, the 1945 with S. Jefferson nickel is more than just the end of the wartime nickel series, it is a crown jewel of American numismatics. It tells the story of sacrifice and victory, of artistry and survival. With a market value of $182,000, it is not just a coin, it is a treasure that makes millionaires, a relic of history, and a beacon for collectors who dream of owning the rarest of the rare. And once again, friends, the price I share with you today is absolutely correct in today's auction market. This channel exists to bring you nothing but the truth, the passion, and the power of numismatic treasures. Trust here means knowledge, and knowledge leads you closer to discovering your very own millionaire maker coin. Next coin of 5. Now, friends, we leave behind the wartime Jeffersons and step into one of the most iconic designs in American numismatics, the Buffalo nickel. Struck between 1913 and 1938, these coins carry the raw spirit of America, telling the story of a nation finding its strength and identity. And among these masterpieces lies a treasure so valuable, so rare, that it has earned its place in today's list, the 1936 with D. Buffalo nickel. The Buffalo nickel, designed by James Earl Fraser, is often called the most beautiful 5-cent piece America ever produced. On the obverse, we see the powerful profile of a Native American chief. Fraser created it by combining the features of several real tribal leaders, giving the coin both dignity and authenticity. On the reverse, a mighty American bison, often called a buffalo, stands tall on the plains, a symbol of endurance, wilderness, and strength. This coin is more than money. It is a portrait of America's soul during the early 20th century. The year 1936 was one of the final chapters for the Buffalo nickel, just 2 years before the Jefferson design would replace it. And the Denver Mint, with its D mark, produced coins that today are highly prized for both scarcity and historical significance. While millions were minted, the survival of coins in very fine condition is far rarer than most people imagine. Time was harsh to these nickels. Their intricate design wore down quickly in circulation, and finding one with clear details and honest wear is nothing short of extraordinary. The coin we speak of today is exactly that. A 1936 with D Buffalo nickel in very fine condition. Look closely, and you can still see the proud features of the Native American, the feather detail in his hair, and the strength in the buffalo's stance. It carries the honesty of circulation, but without losing the essence of its artistry. To collectors, this balance between wear and preservation is a powerful combination. Now, let's turn to its uniqueness and demand. Buffalo nickels, especially those from the 1930s, are among the most collected coins in America. They have captivated generations of collectors, from beginners to experts. But coins like this one, the 1936 with D in very fine condition, are in another league. They stand out at auctions, drawing fierce competition because they are the survivors that still tell the story of the Great Depression, of an America striving forward, of artistry that will never be repeated. And here it comes, the market revelation that makes jaws drop. This very coin, the 1936 with D Buffalo nickel in very fine condition, commands a staggering $198,000 in today's auction market. Yes, nearly $200,000 for a nickel. This is not simply a collectible, it is a fortune condensed into metal, a treasure waiting in plain sight. For those lucky enough to discover one, it is nothing less than a millionaire maker coin. For collectors, here is a powerful tip. Buffalo nickels are a field of opportunity, but the key is condition and mint mark. Always check for the D below the word 5 cents on the reverse. Coins with strong details, even in circulated grades, are highly sought after. Avoid coins that have been polished or altered. Originality is king. And remember, the 1936 with D marks the twilight of the series, adding extra demand for collectors who want to complete their sets with dignity. In conclusion, the 1936 with D Buffalo nickel is not just a piece of metal, it is a monument in miniature. It captures the rugged beauty of America, the dignity of native heritage, and the strength of the American bison. With a market value of $198,000, it stands as a beacon of treasure in the world of numismatics. It is proof that history and wealth can fit in the palm of your hand, and that the smallest coin can hold the greatest story. And as always, friends, the value I share with you is absolutely correct in today's auction market. Trust this channel, because here we do not deal in myths, we deal in truth, history, and treasure. And perhaps, just perhaps, the next treasure we reveal could be waiting for you. Next coin, Masher 6. Picture this. The year is 1918. America has just emerged from the fires of the First World War. The nation is strong, but still scarred, and every symbol of endurance mattered, from the flags raised high in victory to the coins that passed from hand to hand in everyday life. And among those coins, one stands as an eternal treasure. The 1918 Buffalo nickel without mint mark. The Buffalo nickel was born in 1913, the creation of the brilliant sculptor James Earl Fraser, who wanted to capture the rugged, untamed spirit of America. On one side, the noble profile of a Native American chief, a composite drawn from real tribal leaders, symbolizing heritage and strength. On the other, the mighty American bison, standing proud on the open plains, a symbol of wilderness and resilience. This was not just money, it was art, history, and pride, struck into every piece. Now, the 1918 Buffalo nickel without mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest mint in the United States. It bears no mint mark because Philadelphia was the primary hub of coin production. Millions were made, yes, but here lies the twist. The Buffalo nickel's design was bold, detailed, and deeply cut, so bold, in fact, that the design wore down quickly in circulation. Over time, countless 1918 nickels became smooth, their details lost forever. Today, finding one in fine condition with a silver-like shine is an extraordinary rarity. This particular treasure, with its brilliant silver shine and beautiful look, has survived the storms of history. The Native American's profile is still strong, the feathers still visible, the bison still carries its stance of power. And though it is more than a century old, the coin radiates life as if the spirit of 1918 still lives within its metal. Collectors worldwide chase this coin for several reasons. First, the early dates of the Buffalo series are always in high demand. Second, its design represents one of the purest expressions of American coinage artistry. And third, survival in collectible condition is extremely scarce. Every time a coin like this appears at auction, the room trembles with anticipation. Dealers know. Collectors know. This is not just a nickel, it is a piece of America's identity, frozen in time. And now, the moment that sends chills down the spine, its current market value. The 1918 Buffalo nickel, no mint mark, silver shine, fine condition, commands a breathtaking $232,000 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard it. $232,000 for a single nickel. This is no exaggeration, this is a fortune, a treasure that rivals the rarest artifacts in the numismatic world. To hold one is to hold a key to instant wealth, a millionaire maker in miniature. For collectors, the tip is crystal clear. Study the early Buffalo nickels carefully. The Philadelphia strikes, without mint marks, often appear plain to the untrained eye. But within them lies some of the greatest treasures of the series. Pay close attention to detail preservation. Look for original shine, even if faint, and avoid coins that have been altered or polished. Natural silver-like luster is a sign of authenticity and adds immense value. In conclusion, the 1918 Buffalo nickel is not merely a coin, it is a century-old relic of American strength and artistry. It tells the story of a nation healing from war, of an era when coins were more than currency, they were symbols of culture and pride. With a market value of $232,000, this nickel is not just rare, it is legendary. It is proof that treasures still live among us, hidden in collections, waiting for discovery. And once again, friends, the price I reveal here is absolutely correct in today's auction market. When I say this channel is your most trusted source for numismatic treasures, I mean it. Here, every word is backed by truth and every treasure revealed is an opportunity to see the extraordinary side of history. Next, coin 7. Viewers, imagine holding a coin that has survived over a century of American history. A coin that circulated through the pockets of soldiers, farmers, and factory workers during the World War I era. A coin that seems ordinary at first, but is hiding a value so staggering it can change a collector's destiny forever. Today, we uncover one of the most jaw-dropping Buffalo nickels ever known, the 1917 no mint mark treasure. This isn't just another nickel. This is a piece of pure American heritage, the 1917 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin carries no letter under the date, making it highly desirable to collectors. Look closely. The obverse side, showing the powerful Native American profile, still stands strong in fine condition. Flip it over. The reverse side, with the proud American buffalo, shows signs of wear and age, yet still glows with that authentic old fine charm. Why is it so valuable? Because 1917 marked a critical moment in U.S. history. America had just entered World War I. Every coin minted that year passed through hands during a period of global change. The rarity of surviving examples in collectible fine condition makes this coin a true treasure hunter's dream. The Buffalo Nickel series is already one of the most beloved designs in U.S. coinage history. But the 1917 Philadelphia issue is among the most hunted. Most nickels from that era wore down so heavily in circulation that fine condition examples are almost unheard of today. Add in the fact that it lacks a mint mark, and you've got a coin that screams rarity. Collectors know this coin doesn't just represent metal, it represents a piece of America's heartbeat. When one of these shows up at auction, the atmosphere is electric, and wallets open wide. And here's the part that will leave you breathless. The 1917 Buffalo nickel in fine condition carries a jaw-dropping market value of $242,000 in today's auction market. Think about that. A 5-cent piece once used to buy bread, milk, or a newspaper now commands a fortune that can buy luxury cars, mansions, or even set someone up for life. That's the incredible magic of numismatics, the past turning into unimaginable wealth. Picture this. Someone rummaging through an old family coin jar, dismissing a worn nickel as just another coin. But what if that coin was a 1917 Buffalo nickel worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? How many of these treasures still hide in attics, basements, and forgotten collections across America? Could one be sitting in your house right now? Friends, we don't just show you coins. We uncover hidden treasures and reveal the secrets that most collectors overlook. That's why collectors, investors, and everyday treasure hunters trust this channel. When we say this coin is a life changer, we mean it. So the next time you stumble across an old Buffalo nickel, don't ignore it. Check the date. Look for the missing mint mark. Because if it's from 1917 and it carries the marks of time just like this one, you may be staring at a $242,000 jackpot in the palm of your hand. Stay tuned, because our next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and carries a story that will make your heart race with excitement. This was the 1917 Buffalo Nickel No Mint. Mark a true American relic worth $242,000. A treasure of history, and a fortune in your pocket. Next coin 8. Ladies and gentlemen, coin hunters and treasure seekers, get ready because this next coin is like opening a chest buried deep in the sands of American history. We are talking about the 1927 Buffalo Nickel, 5 cent, without a mint mark. A coin that radiates with a silver shine, an extra fine, beautiful look, and a condition so crisp it defies the passage of nearly a century. Now, let's build the suspense. Imagine you're holding this coin in your hand. You flip it over, and on one side you see that rugged, stoic Native American portrait etched with striking detail. On the other, the powerful American bison, bold and enduring, standing as if frozen in time. This is not just a coin. It's a symbol of resilience, artistry, and history carved into nickel and copper. Here's the twist. This 1927 Buffalo nickel carries no mint mark. That means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the busiest hubs of coin production in the country. But here's the catch: while millions were minted, surviving specimens in extra fine condition with that radiant silver shine are exceedingly rare. And when collectors find them, the bidding wars begin. Why is this coin so sought after? It's because the Buffalo Nickel series, minted from 1913 to 1938, is one of the most iconic and beloved designs in U.S. coinage. The details are delicate, the artwork legendary, and with every passing year, the coins in prime condition grow scarcer. Add to that the fact that 1927 was a transitional year in design sharpness, and suddenly, you're looking at a prize that collectors cannot resist. And here's where it gets exciting. This coin isn't just a beauty. It carries a jaw-dropping market value of $158,000. Yes, you heard that right. $158,000 for a single 5-cent piece. That's the magic of rarity, condition, and historical demand all wrapped into one coin. Think about it. A coin that once bought a stick of gum or a newspaper now holds the power to buy luxury cars, a home, or even an entire collection of other rare coins. This isn't just money. It's a time capsule, a treasure, and a symbol of what dedicated collectors are willing to pay for history preserved. So, if you ever come across a Buffalo nickel, especially one from 1927 without a mint mark, don't overlook it. Examine its shine, check its detail, and remember, you might just be holding a hidden treasure worth more than gold itself. Because in the world of rare coins, legends aren't found in pirate chests, they're discovered in the small, jingling pocket change of the past. Next, coin 9. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself once again, because what you are about to witness is more than just a coin. This is a living relic of the 1920s, a coin forged in an era of roaring jazz clubs, silent films, and the birth of the modern American dream. Before you now stands the 1925 Buffalo Nickel 5 cents without a mint mark. And let me tell you, this is no ordinary nickel. This piece carries with it nearly a century of history, mystery, and power, wrapped in a golden shade that shines like a forgotten treasure pulled from the vaults of time. The proud Native American profile, every detail still visible, whispering of honor, heritage, and resilience. On the reverse, the mighty American buffalo, standing strong and firm, carved into history as a symbol of endurance and untamed freedom. But here's what makes this coin so jaw-droppingly rare: no mint mark. That's right, while other nickels carried the identity of their birthplace, this one carries none. And that absence is what transforms it from just a coin into a numismatic treasure of fortune. Now, let's talk about its condition. This coin has survived with its golden shade intact, a natural patina that only adds to its mystique. Every wave of toning, every shadow of gray tells a story of nearly 100 years of survival against time, trade, and history itself. And then comes the most shocking part, its auction value. Friends, this 1925 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark, in fine condition, is not worth a few hundred, not a few thousand, but a staggering $164,000 in today's high-stakes collector market. Yes, you heard that right. $164,000 for a single nickel. Why so much? Because rarity, beauty, and history collide here. Collectors fight tooth and nail to secure a coin like this. Imagine holding something so small yet so powerful. A coin that can outvalue luxury cars, sparkling diamonds, even a house. Just picture it. You're at an estate sale, a garage sale, or simply flipping through a jar of old change and suddenly you see that golden shade, that proud buffalo, and no mint mark. You could be holding a six-figure treasure in the palm of your hand, hidden in plain sight. This is not just a nickel. This is a legacy of wealth, a key to fortune, a silent guardian of America's history. And only the sharpest eyes, the most patient treasure hunters, will ever uncover it. So remember, always check your nickels. Because the 1925 Buffalo nickel without mint mark might just be the ticket to riches you never dreamed possible. Stay with me, because the treasures only get bigger, rarer, and more shocking as we move forward. Next coin 10. Ladies and gentlemen, just when you think the treasure chest of American nickels has been emptied, a final golden glimmer emerges like the last ray of sunlight piercing through storm clouds. This is not just another coin. It's a 1934 Buffalo nickel with the D mint mark, dressed in a glorious golden shade, carrying the dignity of a nation's history within its very metal. Picture this. America was clawing its way out of the Great Depression in 1934. Jobs were scarce, spirits were low, and every nickel mattered. But among the countless nickels that exchanged hands in dusty shops, smoky bars, and bustling train stations, few were struck in Denver with such unique beauty and endurance as this one. Its golden hue, the result of years of natural toning, has given this coin a shimmering aura, as if destiny itself polished it for collectors of the future. Its very fine condition means it has journeyed through history but survived with its character and detail intact. On one side, the proud Native American profile stands tall, a symbol of heritage and resilience. On the reverse, the mighty American buffalo remains firm and unwavering, just as the coin has remained through 90 years of history. But what makes it truly legendary? Its rarity. Many 1934 with D Buffalo nickels were heavily used, worn down beyond recognition. Few survived in collectible quality, fewer still, with such beautiful golden patina that enhances its desirability like a hidden jewel. Now, brace yourself, the market value of this treasure today? A staggering $152,000. Yes, friends, one humble nickel, once used to buy a soda or a loaf of bread, now commands the power to purchase a luxury car, a house down payment, or even secure someone's financial future. Imagine stumbling upon this nickel in an old family coin jar, or tucked away in an antique box at a garage sale. The discovery would be nothing short of a modern gold rush, a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. This coin isn't just currency. It's a time traveler. It tells stories of America's struggles, resilience, and the art of coinage that captured a nation's soul. And today, in its shimmering golden tone and powerful symbolism, it stands as proof that even the smallest coin can carry a fortune, a legacy, and a dream. So when you think of treasure, remember the 1934 with D Buffalo nickel, a golden whisper of history worth over $150,000. Because in the world of rare coins, legends don't just live in books, they live in the palm of your hand. So hit that subscribe button, smash the like, ring that bell icon, because this channel is your golden key to the rarest wealth in America. Thank you for joining us, and get ready because the next series will take you even deeper into the vaults of untold fortune.